Media station. This is Game Night with Josh Hennig on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app. Now, live from the Matt Black Kia Studios.
What a move!
Here's Josh Hennig.
Eagles preseason game 1 is tonight on 97.3 ESPN FM. Is where you can hear all the action here in your home in South Jersey for Eagles football, Sixers basketball, Flyers hockey, and more on South Jersey. So we'll get you some thoughts on the Eagles preseason action as we are the pregame show here tonight on Game Night on 97.3 ESPN FM. Also, Phillies take on the Mets tonight versus Max Scherzer is tonight's Mets pitcher. So we'll get into that and more. You can join the conversation as always at 609-403-0973 on the text board. You also can DM the show through the 97.3 ESPN mobile app powered by First Bank of Sea Isle. You better chime in now, folks. You got thoughts on the Eagles games, and you got thoughts on the Phillies. You got to do it now because, I'm only here for less than a half hour. So it's now or never when it comes to joining the conversation. I'll take care of the Phillies business first because we're going to have a lot of Eagles talk for the next several hours here on these radio airwaves. Here's the deal, though, with the Phillies. Obviously, this is the first game they have to play without Schwarber. And I got to admit, I am not a fan of putting Bryson Stott in the leadoff slot. And I'm not going to sit here and accuse Rob Thompson of being just like Joe Girardi. Not going to be that guy. But what I am going to do is I'm going to turn around and say, I hope we don't have a different leadoff hitter every game this weekend. I think one of the flaws of Joe Girardi when he was manager was the fact that he went out there and just had no continuity, no consistency for this team. So if you're going to go with this guy, okay, if you're going to go around and say, Bryson Stott, you're the leadoff hitter Friday, let him be leadoff hitter all weekend. Just stick with him for 3 days, unless Schwarber comes back in the next couple of days, which, according to reports, he's feeling pretty good today. So the mild calf strain doesn't seem too serious. So, it's a situation where, guess what? I want to see how Bryson Stott does in this new role. Now, I wouldn't have gone with him there. I would have, like Mike Gill said earlier on the Sports Bash, I would have gone with Gene Segura. I think Gene Segura is the best to contact hitter on this roster. But, okay. I certainly think there is something to be said for seeing what Bryson Stott can do. Look, he's in a situation where he has a chance to show that this is another layer to his burgeoning skill set, we'll call it. So you have that. You also have tonight in the game, Matt Vierling playing in the field. So he's basically playing for Schwarber at this point. So you're going to have some better defense on the field tonight with Marsh and Vierling both in the outfield. So you're hoping that a better defense is going to give you a shot tonight in this game. And I think Vierling is a solid major league hitter, so I think he can do some work tonight. Now, here's the thing. This is the game I think you have the best chance at winning of all the games. And this is why. When they mentioned this on television this morning, I thought it was fake. I didn't know how much of a big deal this was until I saw the stats with my own eyes. Max Scherzer is arguably having one of the best seasons of his career. He's got a 198 ERA. Now remember, this is a guy, Max Scherzer, who has won 3 Cy Young Awards. And now at age 37, I'm telling you, he may be having the best season of his career. He has allowed 21 earned runs in 95 and 2/3 innings. He has 120 strikeouts in 95 and 2/3 innings. Those are incredible numbers. But did you know that against the Philadelphia Phillies, Max Scherzer has had his worst performances this year? Yeah. The Philadelphia Phillies, who he has now faced 3 times before tonight's game, he has allowed 8 earned runs, 4 home runs, and 20 hits in 17 innings. So that means that Max Scherzer, who has allowed only 21 earned runs all year, has allowed 8 of them against the Phillies. That means against any team that is not the Philadelphia Phillies, he has allowed a total of 13 earned runs. That's insane. So, do the Phillies have his number? Do the Phillies know how to get to him? Is there something about Scherzer this year that the Phillies can take advantage of? Well, we're certainly going to find out tonight. By the way, if you're wondering, the home run thing's a big deal as well, because Max Scherzer in 15 starts has allowed 8 home runs. 4 of those 8 home runs are to the Phillies. Max Scherzer has allowed a total of 69 hits in 95 innings. 20 of those 69 hits have been against the Phillies. So you could argue that if history is any lesson, the Phillies got to win this game tonight. The last time you saw Max Scherzer, though, and I'll admit this, it was May 8th. So it was a while ago. You're talking months ago. He's had an injury. He's come back from an injury. So a lot has happened since then. But the last time they saw Max Scherzer went 6 innings, allowed 3 runs. He had 7 strikeouts, gave up a home run, and the Phillies won the game. Now, the previous 2 starts he played the Phillies, the Mets won those games. So it's not unreasonable to think that he could, they could still win the game. Because, the start before that on May 1st, the Mets won 10-6. So you have the last 2 starts you've seen him, he's allowed earned runs in multiple innings. He's given up home runs, but that was months ago. So the question is that something you can build off of? Because remember, Harper was playing back then. Schwarber was playing back then. No Brandon Marsh on the team at the time. In fact, here was your lineup on May 8th. Schwarber, Bohm, Harper, Castellanos, Romuto, Herrera, Segura, Camargo playing first base, and Bryson Stott. So not 1, not 2, not 3, 4 of the 9 hitters against Schwarber in his last start against you are either not on the team anymore, like Herrera, or they're out with an injury, like Harper and Schwarber, or they're in the minor leagues, like Camargo. The start before that, the May 1st, the other start that he got banged around by the Phillies, your lineup was Segura, Hoskins, Harper, Castellanos, Romuto, Schwarber, Bohm, Camargo, Herrera. Again, not 1, not 2, not 3. Yes, 4 guys again who were on the field in the lineup that day who are not there this time. How does that impact the game? Well, we're going to find out. Of course, for some of you, you won't be able to see it because it's on Apple TV Plus. And look, I get it. The Phillies are sharing a free link, and you can watch it to the free link. But Apple TV has very specific specifications for using and streaming their content. So it's not easy for you to just pop it on any TV or pop it on any phone. And I think this gets back to another side of the conversation. You know, we have been talking recently about baseball going out and doing what's best for their fans. And when fans don't show up to the game, like Jimmy Rollins complained about this week, or like we observed over the weekend, when only 28,600 showed up, that was the reported attendance for the Phillies game when the 1980 Phillies were honored, in a building that holds, 43,000 people, and you only got 28,000 to show up on a Sunday afternoon? And now you're putting another baseball game on a streaming platform that is difficult for a large portion of people to use. Baseball is trying to tell you, hey, we're trying to be different. We're trying to keep up with the times. But yet Apple TV is the most hard to utilize entity there is. There's a lot of people who don't have Apple. There's a lot of people who don't have modernized smart TVs. In fact, for me, the only reason why I know I could even use Apple TV is because it's an app on my Xfinity platform. My own smart TV is not capable of downloading the Apple app. It can download anything else but Apple. I got a Vizio. The TVs in my house are Vizio, Philips, and Samsung. And the only one of those three that can download the Apple app is the Philips. And I don't even know if you can port the link that they shared from the Phillies account onto the app on that TV or not. I haven't tried. Last night was the Field of Dreams game, and I'm ticked that I didn't watch it because I didn't know it was on. And apparently, I was not the only one. I felt like it last night looking at Twitter, but as we know, Twitter is not the truth. Twitter is not the end-all, be-all. I missed the whole game. I watched it last year. Tim Anderson, big home run, finished the game. It was like a movie. So in a world where baseball has their big event, their Winter Classic, their big, mid-season event that's not the World Series or the All-Star game, and they had viewership was down almost 50%. And now the Phillies game on Apple TV Plus. What a mess. We'll get to your guys' thoughts and comments on the other side. Text board is open at 609-403-0973 is the text board. You also can DM the show through the 97.3 ESPN mobile app powered by First Bank of Seattle. So coming up on the other side, I'll give you my thoughts on what I am looking for from the Eagles tonight. Merrill Reese, Mike Quick on the call tonight here on 97.3 ESPN FM, your home for the Eagles, Sixers, and Flyers, as well as NFL primetime games, college football, the NCAA tournament, and more here. 97.3 ESPN.
This is the radio home for Philadelphia Eagles football. The Eagles open the 2022 preseason tonight, hosting the New York Jets at the Link.
Wilson is being chased and sacked. Oh, is he smacked down?
Pre-game coverage starts at 6:30 with Merrill Reese and Mike Quick calling all the action starting at 7:30. This is where the Philadelphia Eagles play. 97.3 ESPN, South Jersey's official Eagles station.
Your luxury BMW experience is closer than you think. Take advantage of exceptional savings at BMW of Atlantic City. Stop in and shop your favorite models, including the new BMW 2 Series, X3, and more. We're sure to have a vehicle that fits your needs. And with Acceleride, purchase your vehicle online and we'll deliver it directly to you. Looking to trade? We'll pay top dollar for your current vehicle. Experience luxury today at BMW of Atlantic City, closer than you think. In Egg Harbor Township, shop our complete inventory online at bmwatlanticcity.com.
Almost 3 million people use Navage to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier. I'm Martin Hoke, and I invented Navage, the world's only nose cleaner that helps flush out airborne germs with powered suction. But what do doctors have to say about Navage? Here's Dr. Tonya Farmer, a board-certified ear, nose, and throat specialist.
Most airborne allergens and viruses enter through your nose. When that happens, it can cause congestion and irritation, and that just makes you feel miserable. You can get a cold, you can get flu, sinus infections, or even worse. Flushing your nose with a saline solution is the most effective way to flush all of those dangerous threats out of your nose. So now when patients come in my office, I tell them I highly recommend that you use Navage on a daily basis for overall good health and wellness.
And Navage is all natural and drug-free at Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Bed Bath, and Target. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
Mom, Dad, I humbly suggest you save some money and shop Amazon for back to school. It's for my growth, meaning my body's growing at an alarming rate. And clothes you buy me this year will be very small very soon. Plus, the clothes I love today will be out of style tomorrow. But at least your wallet doesn't have to be my fashion victim if you shop low prices for school at Amazon. Hopefully this is helpful. Amazon. Spend less, smile more.
DQ presents how to experience the new DQ Reese's Take 5 Blizzard with your 5 senses. First, open your eyes and see it all. Reese's peanut butter cups, caramel, peanuts, pretzels. It's beautiful. Then feel it. Oh, it's cold. Next, listen to it. Now, smell it with your nose. Oh, sweet top notes. And finally, taste it. Experience the new Reese's Take 5 Blizzard today. DQ, happy tastes good. Get it delivered at DQ.com. Delivery subject to availability, additional fees, and minimum order requirements.
With GMF financing approved credit, excludes Corvette and prior sales. What you're about to hear may sound unbelievable, but every word is true. Bennett Chevrolet must clear our lot, so we must sell over 200 vehicles immediately. And to do it, we'll pay a minimum, are you ready? Bennett's paying a minimum $10,000 for any trade, running or not, towards any pre-owned vehicle in our huge inventory. I repeat, you'll get a minimum $10,000 for any trade, even the worst rusted, busted rat trap. Just get it to Bennett Chevy now because it's worth at least $10,000 today. Just imagine how much you're going to get if you have a good trade. Bennett Chevy must blow out truckloads of the all-new Chevy Silverado at thousands below MSRP. Yes, thousands below sticker. And every other new Chevy will be sold at MSRP, not a penny more. There's available 0% financing. Plus, there's never any hassles because Bennett Chevy's non-commissioned sales team is paid on your satisfaction, not how much you spend. Find new roads at Bennett Chevy, Egg Harbor Township, and BennettChevy.com.
This is Ag Secretary Doug Fisher, reminding you to ask where that produce on your favorite retailer's shelves comes from. In New Jersey, if it says local or Jersey fresh, you know it came from our growers in the Garden State. Buy local. Buy Jersey Fresh today.
You're listening to Game Night with Josh Hennig on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, Josh Hennig, Game Night, Friday, Eagles tonight versus the Jets. An annual tradition unlike any other. Even though it's usually in the past, like the last preseason game, it's still Eagles and Jets, and it feels like it's football. Merrill Reese, Mike Quick on the call tonight, here in your home for Eagles football in South Jersey, 97.3 ESPN FM. Before I get to you, my thoughts on the Eagles game tonight, some text came in over at 609-403 0973 is the text board. Also, you can DM the show through 97.3 ESPN mobile app powered by First Bank of Sea Isle. Couple messages coming in here. Mike in Marmora says, Josh, I understand being upset about missing the Field of Dreams game. Fox and FS1 promoted daily all day long. Outside of that, I saw zero advertising. I know that certain hosts on Fox Sports were gushing over it today. I knew it was on, but honestly, I had no interest in the poor teams involved. That's from Mike in Marmora. So there's two separate points there, Mike. Number one, you mentioned the poor teams involved. For me, I wasn't going to sit down and watch the entire game, but I would like to have seen some of the stuff in real time. You know what I mean? Not in the aftermath. Like the whole Griffey's coming out of the cornfield playing catch. I would have liked to seen that. I would like to see the Vin Scully narrated intro that they had where they honored Vince Scully and honored the history of the game. I like to would have seen that in real time, not the replay online. There's something to seeing something live or in real time that you don't get the same vibe when you watch the replay, right? So that's how I kind of felt about it. Now, you mentioned how Fox and FS1 promoted daily all day long outside of that zero advertising. That's the problem, Mike and Marmora. I watch a lot of MLB Network, but I'm watching it in the morning or at night. The programming that you're referring to, Mike and Marmora, is shows that are on a time of day that I'm either at work or I'm driving to and from work, or there's other stuff I'd rather watch. No offense to FS1, but I think FS1 has done a poor job at enticing people like me who are diehard sports fans to not watch other networks. They haven't given me the content in the hours that I am at home, that I am in front of my television, to sit there and be like, yeah, I'm going to consume you guys consistently. I'd rather watch Good Morning Football on NFL Network. I'd rather watch MLB Central on MLB Network. I'd rather watch Sports Center on ESPN. I'd rather watch Get Up on ESPN. I'd rather watch Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, the morning show here on 97.3 ESPN FM, their video simulcast. Those are all things on in the morning when I, quote unquote, could be watching FS1. So if the only advertising they were doing was on Fox and FS1, then they missed the boat for someone like me. Why couldn't the advertising be on MLB Network? Why couldn't the advertising have been some other random places, right? And it wasn't. People can gush about it all. Listen, if you work for Fox and the game was on Fox and you were gushing over it the next day, that's part of your job. So it doesn't surprise me one bit. Sam in Avalon chimes in and says the Field of Dreams game is terrible because the teams involved. We need the Red Sox and Yankees or Phillies versus Mets. They'd also do a Sandlot themed game. Sandlot themed game probably takes some work, but I appreciate your thought, Sam in Avalon at 609-403-0973. Now, according to reports, they're not going to have it next year because they're doing construction nearby. So it'll preclude them from doing it next year. But 2 years from now, I would love to see Yankees, Red Sox, or Phillies, Mets in that game. I know the original idea is for them to do Midwest teams, right? That's why they did the White Sox last year, the Cubs this year. But even if it's Cardinals, Cubs, I would have a little interest in that. Even if you Red Sox, Mets, or Yankees, Phillies, I would have some interest in that just because of the uniqueness of that environment. Also on the text board at 609-403-0973, Delaware chimes in and says anything but a sweep is a win this weekend, in my opinion, with the Mets, Josh. We haven't done good against the Mets at all this year. Also, this isn't the Nats or Pirates. The Phillies allow more than 5 or 6 runs against the Mets. It's going to be a lot harder to get runs. No, you're right. Look, I think that they got to win at least one of these games. I told Mike Gill earlier, I don't think it's going to be a sweep at all. I think the Phillies got to win a couple games, and that'll set them up for at least walk you away with some good vibes. Look, we didn't have Schwarber for a couple games. We don't have Harper. We had to go against 2 of their best pitchers. But as I said earlier, Scherzer's given up 8 runs to the Phillies in 3 starts this year. You're wondering, was that just something that happened in May, or is that something that the Phillies can replicate all these months later with 4 guys who are not in the lineup today, who were in the lineup those months ago? All right, Eagles, really quick. Couple things I am looking out for right now when it comes to whatchamacallit, when it comes to the Eagles game tonight. Number one, Nick Sirianni said the 3 things I'm looking for. Number one, Nick Sirianni said that he is going to play the starters a series or 2. I have no idea what that means. So I'm fascinated to know, what does Sirianni think that means? Last year, remember, we saw a bunch of players, but we didn't see Miles Sanders all game. It was really weird in that first preseason game last year. I'm assuming if you have Hurts out there, you don't want your backup or the backup's backup on the offensive line out there. And you're already going to be playing without Jason Kelsey at center, so it's already going to be Cam Jurgens. So do you really want to put anybody else that's not Mailata out there? So I want to know, what do they mean by starters? What does that even mean tonight? Okay. Number 2, what am I looking out for? I am looking out to see how Jonathan Gannon puts his guys on the field. Okay. Are we going to see a lot of, 3-3 scheme? Are we going to see that variation of the 5-2 that actually is, 2 linebacker edge rushers and then the tackles in the middle? Are we going to see more of TJ Edwards, Kazir White, Davion Taylor, Nakobe Dean? How much run are those defenders going to get? Do they have the full defense out there for a few snaps and then slowly whittle away? And who do they whittle away first? Do they say, hey, Darius Slay, you got 5 snaps, you're done for the night? Do they turn to Fletcher Cox and say, you get 1 series and that's it? And the third thing I'm looking for is the receivers. Anyone not named Devonta Smith or A.J. Brown, I want to see what they do. Britton Covey, Jalen Reagor, Quez Watkins. I want to see what they do tonight. All that is coming up next here on your home for Eagles football in South Jersey, 97.3 ESPN FM. Merrill Reese, Mike Quick on the call tonight. I'll be back on air tomorrow, filling in for Billy Schweim in the locker room along with Brad Quast at the game tonight. So I'll catch you tomorrow here on 97.3 ESPN. Enjoy the Eagles next.
This weekend on ESPN Radio, the rivalry continues.
Three-run home run for Buffy Pitt. He swings down the left field line. It's over. Red Sox have won the pennant, and they win it in Yankee Stadium.
The Yankees and Red Sox. Coverage begins tomorrow at 6:30 Eastern and Sunday at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio. Listen to Major League Baseball on 97.3 ESPN, South Jersey's sports leader.
With GMF financing approved credit.